Recovery is a process of decisions podcast. This podcast is a weekly revealing of the recovery journey of peer support specialist Trent Thomas. Join him on his internal research-driven dive into what to and what not to do in sustaining recovery. His weekly episodes demonstrate that you are not alone, and what we can't do alone, we can do together. This life is hills and valleys, but we were built for struggle. These weekly episodes are a journey into his life lessons as he fulfills his daily mandate to help someone other than himself. Welcome. The Recovery is a Process of Decisions podcast. Welcome to the Recovery is a Process of Decisions podcast. This is Trent Thomas, your recovery peer support specialist. This week's episode is entitled Finding Healing in Recovery. Those that are hurt the most have the greatest capacity to heal. Healing is defined as returning to a state of balance, a state emotionally, physically, and spiritually where the pain and trauma of what occurred causing the pain no longer controls or defines one. Healing means entering a state of serenity, a state of inner balance, of superior peace, a state of mind where one knows everything is already all right. A core belief attained by in-depth faith in a power greater than oneself, a power that can and will deliver one from misery's consequences. Consequences caused by making illogical and irrational decisions. Decisions that are made while under the influence of the disease of addiction. Addiction is a disease beset with misery-causing components. Addiction is a disease of self-deception, a disease built upon and spread with lies and deceit, a disease that begins with self-delusions and metastasizes with greater and more frequent lies. Lies that build a foundation where each new lie is told to support previous lies. Lies become the mainstay for the construction of a miserable existence, an existence that exudes pain, inner pain, pain of the heart and mind, pain as a result of no spiritual light, no spiritual pathway, a life of intense darkness. Darkness becomes a way of life for the sufferer of the disease of addiction. Each new day, another awakening on the misery train heading full speed into a wall of destruction. Non-stop railway express to a life-ending collision. A battered and beaten railway ride into complete destruction. There exists no manner to get off the rail car or stop the fast-moving train ride to hell. Death becomes the only means to ending the daily consequences of one bad decision after another. The slippery slope of one bad lie, then another, and then another. Each new lie reinforces the mechanisms of destruction. Each new lie adds to the speed of the train, leading to one's imminent demise. It is with a spiritual awakening by a power greater than oneself that sparks the recovery journey. With recovery comes an inner decision to do better and live and not die. This all encompasses a pathway for recovery, a new opportunity to just do better. Better each day, proving the power of God. For God can forge a way from no way. For with God all things are possible and nothing is impossible. A promise of hope a lighted pathway, a spiritual awakening. With the pain of yesterday, we learn to heal. For those that suffer the greatest pain becomes the best providers of healing. Life is a process of choices, decisions, consequences, and rewards. With the choice of recovery comes the reward of living and not dying. The process of living yields the continued reward of more life. Better decisions result in more rewards and less consequences. Healing is the result of revealing the shame and guilt associated with the inner pain and trauma caused by bad past decisions and resulting consequences. To heal is the result of receiving balance from a power greater than ourselves. This balance is of the highest nature. It represents the fundamental balance derived from emotional, physical, and spiritual leveling of the peaks and valleys caused by trauma, which was the result of the consequences brought on by living an addictive lifestyle. Recovery settles one into a balanced state of serenity. Recovery for me seeks a steady balance in all my affairs. No heightened state of apprehension or low states of depression. Serenity ends my need to know the future or fear what may be happening next. Next for me is faith that everything is already all right. I rejoice in the peace that comes from balance. A knowledge that my God provides the answers that I need to get through the hills and valleys of life. Gone is the painful memories of past trauma, replaced with the facts that I openly admit to my past bad decisions. With this admission is gone my shame and guilt. My acknowledgement of these consequences provides the teaching lessons of what to and what not to do. My story is my acceptance of the past that I cannot change. No more fear of revelations of past bad discretions and events. Everything that I have gone through was absolutely necessary for me to get to where I am today. From my past, I learn and share the truths of the missteps I have made in my journey. My inner balance comes from the peace I experience from revealing and sharing my most embarrassing mistakes. My life is an example of what to and what not to do. My story is my lessons of life's hills and valleys. My truths are a demonstration of the power and miracle working of the God of my understanding. For me to heal required me to reveal. For me, my recovery depends on living and sharing my truth. My truth of past deeds are learning posts for others to visit and gain hope and belief that recovery is possible. Healing requires revealing. Revealing is proof that recovery works. My recovery is proof that God can and will save even a wretch like me. This is Trent Thomas on another episode of Recovery is a Process of Decisions podcast. You can now subscribe to this podcast and receive special in-depth episodes for subscribers only, as well as a private personal email account to communicate directly with me for comments and show suggestions. In addition, I will be doing podcast shout-outs to all those subscribers who request shout-outs. As always, your inspiring comments can be left at transnetrecover.com/podcast. Please feel free to follow me on Facebook and Instagram, #TransNetRecover. Thank you and have a blessed day.